Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Saturday, June 28th, 2025. Yep, I'm dressed for the pool. Got my summer haircut here, so I no longer feel like I'm wearing a woolly hat. And I'm hoping this morning that Josh from Australia is going to join us. We'll see if he comes on here. And if he does, I'll bring him on screen. We still have hot weather here going up into the 90s, sometimes the high 90s. Although right now, it's only 73 degrees, which is probably nice and warm for some of y'all. Here it's, moderate temperature. Well, this morning, what I am going to do is I have got some Cape Town Lungo, and I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, we'll turn the machine on, okay? I'm going to extract it as a lungo, okay? So, if I turn the machine on, it helps. Oh my goodness, here we go. All right, it's heating up. So, I wanted to talk to you this morning about the tastes of coffees. So Cape Town Lungo has what are called woody notes. Now notes can be aroma and or flavor, okay? So in this case, it's a woody aroma. Now, if you store coffee too long, like you have coffee beans or something, they can develop an unpleasant woody papery flavor. Okay, we ready? But in this case, it's a good woody flavor. And where does it come from? Okay, it like the notes. All right, the sensory experience, the overall sensory experience of the coffee, the aroma, the taste, all come from where the coffee came from, the variety of coffee, like its genetics, and its processing, roasting, processing, and brewing, okay? So, kind of like with wine, I'm gonna go ahead and get this going here. With wine, they talk about terroir, T-E-R-R-O-I-R. That means the genetic characteristics of the grape, or in this case of the coffee, and the environmental conditions under which it was grown, okay? Was it grown at a high altitude, a low altitude, on a mountainside? Was there a lot of rain? Anyhow, just all that stuff, all right? And then you have to take into account, well, how did they, when they harvested the coffee beans, did they do it early, late, right when it was ripe? What did they do with the bean afterwards? How was it processed? And of course, how was it roasted? And then how did you brew it at home? So, alrighty. So we have got Cape Town Lungo here, okay? And I don't see Josh on here yet, so we will just move on without him, okay? So I've got my frother here. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different this morning, okay? Usually I put the milk in and, Josh says he's back now. Okay, well Josh, when I see your name come up as being on here and it shows me that little note that says bring him on video, I'll push the button and we'll see what happens. As usual, making it up as I go. Okay, so normally I would just put the milk in here and froth the milk, okay? But today, this is what I'm going to do, all right? I'm going to pour the coffee in. So this is like 3.7 ounces of coffee, almost 4 ounces. And then I have got 2 ounces of oat milk here, and I'm going to pour that in. Oh, I hope this is not going to be a recipe for disaster here, because it is above that top line. I mean, the line where you're supposed to put it so it doesn't overflow. we'll see what happens. Let me get the phone here so we can watch this together. Okay. And, okay, we have electricity issues here. Okay, it should work now. There we go. Alrighty. And, you know, I'm going to take the lid off so we can watch. So what I'm wondering is if this is going to make a nice coffee kind of froth. I wonder if I should have tried this with an espresso instead of a lungo. Oh my. Well, we'll see what happens, okay? We're in this together, folks. Alrighty. I don't know, it doesn't seem to be really increasing in volume, but we'll see what happens, all right? Oh, okay, it's done. It increased in volume a little bit. Okay, I'm going to try to pour this and make it into the cup without spilling it. Oh, I better stop there. Okay. Alrighty. So, I was hoping it would, you know, I wonder if I did this with an espresso. Well, we'll see how this is. Well, I mean, it tastes pretty good. You know, it tastes like the Cape Town with 2 ounces of milk added to it. Oh my gosh. I was hoping to have this, you know, frothy coffee. But I do like Cape Town. It is good. I'm going to drink a little more off of here so I can pour the rest in, just a tiny bit. Okay. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to go ahead. I would like a thicker mouthfeel to this, you know, where you can feel it on your tongue more. I'm going to add a little coffee mate here, which essentially is, you know, increasing the fat in this. And I guess it's got carbs too, but it does, it's a little bit like adding half and half in the feeling that it gives you in your mouth. Okay, so I'm not seeing Josh on here. We may need to try this another day. Josh, are you there? I mean, this is having to go all the way to Melbourne, Australia, so, you know, it could be there's a delay. I know there's a little delay in timing on the comments here because people will make comments and, you know, they'll tell me it didn't appear on screen until later. I don't know how much later. Okay, now with the coffee mate in here, it's good. Because it not only has a good taste, but you know, coffee, really, isn't it true with anything you eat or drink, has to have the right feeling in your mouth. And, you know, like if you're eating a steak, you don't want it to taste mushy. You want to be able to chew it. And if you're eating applesauce, no, not applesauce, because people eat chunky applesauce. I don't know, pudding. If you're having chocolate pudding, you don't want to have lumps in there, you know? I mean, everything, we develop a preference for different types of flavors. Like, I know people who don't like mayonnaise because they don't like the feeling in their mouth. I love it. I think it's great. It's sort of like a savory whipped cream. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm trying to kill time here waiting for Josh, but you know, he's got a little kid, so sometimes when you got a little kid, things take longer than you think they're going to. So We will try this another day. Just one second though. I'm going to add some sweetener here. Let's see. I think I will add some Splenda. Okay. And see, I'm wondering all sorts of things about Australia and Australians and their coffee. So I definitely would like to hear from Josh. Okay. Of course, there's always a possibility his internet is not working. Sometimes mine doesn't work. Okay, this is needing either, it needs some more Splenda or less, but I can't take it out, so. Alrighty. So I watched a fun movie last night. I watched The Avengers, you know, the Marvel franchise movie with, you know, like Chris Hemsworth, and who's from Melbourne, Australia, where Josh is from. I can't remember who else was in it, but, you know, a lot of names we've all heard of. And I don't believe it had any bad language in it, and the special effects were great, and it was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. Having only seen Superman and Batman movies, I wasn't familiar with all these other characters as portrayed in the movies. I mean, like when I was a kid, I used to read comic books, of course, in the 1950s. And, you know, I read about the Hulk and, you know, all kinds of other superheroes other than Superman and Batman. So in this movie, the Hulk was like different. He was still green. And then there were some other, there was Hawkeye and Black Widow, I think, and I don't know, I don't remember the other ones, but I really enjoyed it. I think I'm gonna watch the next one too. Okay, you know what? This is turning into a sweet drink here. But I will say this. The taste of the coffee. Okay, I don't know if I know I said I would get off, but I'm hoping Josh will come on here. Okay. All right, that's perfect. So the taste of the coffee, or people will say, you know, what's the flavor? It is not added flavor, okay? It is due to the genetics of the coffee and, you know, the terroir, where it was grown, the environmental conditions, how it was processed, roasted, and brewed, all right? But basically the flavor is something that comes in the coffee bean, in its genetics, a little bit like apples. I've used this comparison before. You can get something like a Granny Smith apple or a Gala apple, and the Granny Smith is tart, the Gala apple is sweet. Or you can get a Rome apple. It's sort of a little bit mealy in the mouth. So many different kinds of apples. How did they get that way? It's in their genes, okay? It was in the apple seed that grew into the tree. Yes, it also is a little bit affected by how it was grown. You know, the same stuff, the terroir stuff, the environmental conditions. But the basic taste of whichever apple you're eating grew, okay, from the seed, just like the coffee bean. That's one of the things I like about Nespresso, because it does, Nespresso puts out a few flavored coffees, but mostly its coffees are just based on, you know, the taste varies from where it was grown and how it was processed, you know, roasted, what it's been blended with, sometimes blending it with other types of beans, like the Cape Town coffee, I believe is a combination of Indian and Mexican, maybe. Indian Arabica and Mexican Robusta. Can't remember exactly, but it is a blend. And there are different kinds of coffee beans that bring different characteristics to the coffee. So anyhow, I've babbled on long enough here. I hope I've given you some information at least that is interesting or meaningful to you. And we will try to get with Josh from Melbourne, Australia another day, okay? I will talk to you later.